Hello, I'm Denise Phillips, professional chef and cookery writer from Northwood United Synagogue. On this video, we are focusing on Pesach, which falls this year on Friday, the 15th of April at 7:43 in London. The word Pesach means to pass over, when the angel of death came over and passed over and saved the children of Israel. So I'm going to focus on one of the symbolic foods on our Seder plate, and we're going to talk about Charoset. And Charoset means actually clay. It's a sticky mix of fruit, nuts and spices. When eaten with horseradish, the Charoset balances the bitterness of the maror, the Charoset, symbolizing the optimism of Passover Seder. Another interpretation of this sweet meat represents God's kindness to make slavery more bearable. According to legend, and the use of apples in Charoset stems from Pharaoh's decree that all male Hebrews were to be killed at birth. Mothers would go to the orchards to give birth to their babies. And the cinnamon stick also has a little place. The stick form represents the straw. That was another vital part of the brick making process. Interesting, Charoset varies according to one's ethnicity, family, location, but very often it is also uses ingredients from Shir Ashirim, Song of Songs, including ingredients such as apples, grapes, wine, figs and spices. So for some, Charoset is like a fruit salad with fruits and nuts, and others it's a real paste spreads like hummus. So Ashkenazi Jews, and this, I say, is my personal recipe, their Charoset has apples, which is the basis of theirs, and mine's got red wine and cinnamon sweetened with honey. Sephardi Jews from Spain and Italy, North Africa, use date-based recipes. So your type of Charoset will vary according to one's background. Recipes have survived the wars, passed down from family to family. So, and Moroccan Jews roll Charoset into truffle balls. Some Persian Jews refer to Charoset as halak and include 40 ingredients to represent the 40 years the Israelites wandered through the desert. And Yemenite Jews use cloves and pepper, and Italian Jews, particularly Venetian, may use pine nuts and chestnuts in their Charoset. So again, really interesting to see where you are with where you live and according to the ingredients that were indigenous to your location. So as I say, I've talked about, and this is my personal Ashkenazi recipe of Charoset, and what I've got here is a Moroccan one, and if you look closely, the colour is completely different. It's got banana in it, pistachio nuts, orange, and it's flavoured with, again, something a little bit different, cardamom and cinnamon. But what I'm going to make with you now, so you can watch carefully, I'm going to be making a Californian Charoset. Again, maybe you're not aware of this, but I'm going to make that, show you what we're going to add. So we're taking a whole orange, taking off all of the pith here, curving my knife round. I'm going to add that to the food processor, or if you don't have one for Passover, just really roughly chop this as much as you can to make it into a paste. I like to turn this over. Okay, removing that all, and then I'm going to roughly chop this, and this also gives you an opportunity to remove the pith and the pips. So I'm just doing that now, removing all of those. And this is also a great recipe that you can do with the children, get them involved, getting ready for Seder night. So let's put this all in the food processor. I'm going to add the oranges. I'm going to take a banana. Now, like so many Jewish recipes that are passed down from generation to generation. It's a little of this and a little of that. A banana will vary, or a large one or a small one, so your recipe may vary according to the whole recipe. So I've got some dates here, and what I've done here with the dates, I've poured boiling water over that. Not only does it kill any bugs, but it also softens them. So I'm adding the dates, and I say the soft up dates. I've done exactly the same with raisins, adding boiling water and then draining that off. So adding that. Let's give that a little bit of a whiz to start combining that together. I'm adding more ingredients here. We've got pine nuts. I've got a tablespoon of mozzarella. I've got shredded coconut. Remember, this is all from California, so we've got to have an avocado. So I've got half an avocado because I'm actually doing half the recipe that's on the recipe itself. So, and a little bit of lemon juice so that your avocado doesn't oxidize. So just squeezing that in just a little bit. I'm going to give that a whiz. So the sweetness of this is from the dates. So here we have a wonderful recipe now from California. Again, all of these recipes look completely different. So let's just take this mixture out and I'll put them up to the screen so you can see the colours are very different too, and it makes a decent quality, because I say a quantity here because more than anything else, what is better than the following morning to enjoy the leftovers on a piece of matzah? One of the favourite tips of making more than you actually need. So let's just show you the three here. Put those, there's the Ashkenazi, you can see that's quite red. This is slightly browner, and this is the Moroccan Charoset, and this is my Californian one. So just to remind you, the recipes are on my website, jewishcookery.com. And to say, Manish Tana Halayla Hazeh, why is this night different from all other nights? Well, hopefully you'll be using some of my recipes. Now I'm going to ask Rabbi Zerbib to come and share his spiritual message for this Passover. Thank you, and Chag Sameach.
Thank you very much. It's so good to see you again. I wish you all a happy Passover from Northwood community to all of you out there. And let me just tell you one thing. We all know that we need to drink 4 cups of wine. Now, why is that? The Talmud tells us that why is it that we drink 4 cups of wine? The reason is it goes from the verses Ve'otzeti, which means God took us out, Ve'itzalti, and He saved us, Ve'ga'alti, redeemed us, Ve'lakachti, and I took us out. He took us out of Egypt. But there's another explanation in the Talmud that says it is on the it's equivalent to the 4 cups of wine in Joseph's dream. Now, what is the connection between Passover and Joseph's dream? There's a very nice explanation for us to remember that the Jews knew that they were going to exile, they knew they were going to have hardship in Passover, and they knew that one day they're going to come out, just like God promised Abraham. They didn't know when, but they remembered what gave them the energy, the power, the hope to go through all the hardship that they were in the slaves in Egypt was Joseph's dream. The same way that Joseph went through a horrible time, but at the end, the butler, which represents bread, affliction, died, but what saved was the minister of drinks, the Sarah Mashkim, the wine that in the end took Joseph out. Those moments of Joseph's life gave those Jewish people the hope that soon, just as Joseph went out in the end from the prison, so they will too will go out and they will sit and enjoy the beautiful and tasty cup of wine. I wish you all a beautiful, happy, and kosher Passover. Thank you. and see you again next time.